All right, guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about article I read. It was the first donor kidney reprogram to universal type O. Okay, so let's break this down kind of in layman's terms. Let's talk about what's really going on here. So when you donate an organ, right, your blood type plays a role. So if I have type A blood, I can only donate to people with A or AB blood. And the reason being is my immune system's always looking out for things. So if I have type A blood and I give you my A blood, if you have type O, your immune system's going to be like, what the heck is this? This is either infection or cancer, and it's going to destroy those red blood cells. So the reason being is my red blood cells have this thing on the surface of them called the A antigen, right? This is what the immune system says, what the heck is that? Well, the same thing, that same antigen is going to put on the inner lining of my blood vessel, right? And so if I have type A blood, even if you get rid of my blood and you put type O blood in that kidney, your immune system's going to be like, what the heck is this, right? And it's still going to attack that kidney because it says, I don't recognize that A thing, right? So what they did was they gave an enzyme. It was called a UBC enzyme. So what it did is it cut off that A thing, that A antigen. And so now when the immune system looked at that organ, it said, yep, you are A-OK, my friend. There is nothing for me to be upset about because you and me are the same blood type. A couple of criticisms or questions that or comments I would have about the study is it seemed like when reading the study, they didn't treat the person that got the kidney, so they got a mismatched kidney on that ABO, right? So they didn't say, hey, I know on paper that this kidney should look like it doesn't have the A antigen, but you know what? We scraped it off the blood vessel wall. But guess what? Those blood vessels are just going to make more A antigen, and the immune system's going to be like, what the heck is this? Right? So either A, we need to just keep shutting down your immune system so it doesn't fry this kidney, or B, we need to find a way to just keep scraping that A antigen off. So whether or not you could infuse them with the UBC enzyme to do this, that's a great question. My suspicion is probably no, right? Because that UBC enzyme is probably going to be bigger than the A antigen. And so if I can make antibodies to the A antigen, I could probably make antibodies to the UBC enzyme right there. So that's probably not going to work so well. My next option right here would be to not only scrape off the A antigen, right, but to actually use genetic engineering on that kidney. So you give me a kidney of somebody with type A blood, I'm type O, before you give it to me, you actually genetically re-engineer this kidney so that it cannot make that A antigen. And so after you scrape off the A antigen off the blood vessel, what you're going to do is you're going to shut down my immune system, just like I got a kidney from somebody that had type A blood. And then what you're going to do is, as you're checking my kidney out, see if my immune system's just trying to rip it to shreds. That's called rejection. You're going to see, A, number one, am I rejecting it? Number two, am I producing that A antigen? If the answer is no, I'm not rejecting it, I'm not producing that A antigen, you'd want to kind of dial back on those drugs to shut down my immune system, especially if I'm not making that A antigen. Obviously, you want to watch it closely because, once again, any sort of genetic engineering is not perfect. I'm not turning the entire kidney into a type O kidney. Some of that kidney is still going to be type A. So my immune system is going to fry that part of the kidney. Well, that's my 2 cents, and I'd love to hear what you have to say.